Well then, welcome back to the channel, and yeah, welcome back to my next session. Now you join me down at Chad Lakes. I've got a day at my disposal, so I thought, you know, where could I go that might be a chance of a bite. You know, relatively small lake, you know, I can get around, try a couple of different pieces, and yeah, try and stick a fish on the mat. So I thought, why not before it turns into a syndicate in the new year? So here I am. Although the start of the session hasn't been the best, it's been absolutely bucketing down this morning. We had a massive sort of wave of rain move over this area of the country, and yeah, it's been torrential this morning, hence starting my session underneath the shelter. Upon arrival, I literally just got it out of the boot of the car, come round, stuck that up, so I had somewhere to hide and somewhere to stick everything before I'd even thought about getting the rods out. Now the rods are out. I'll swing the camera around for you. They've been out sort of, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. The rain is slowly starting to ease off, and although it's been absolutely minging this morning, believe it or not, it's actually meant to turn into quite a nice sunny but windy day. Now it seems like the wind is just kind of like going over the top of us. It doesn't seem to be, as you can tell by the water, you know, there's no sort of surface ripple or anything, but yeah, it just seems to be blowing over, which is nice because I've asked if I can send the drone up to get some aerial footage as well, which I've been given permission to do. So it would be nice to use that as well and get some aerial footage, but I'll have to judge that when the rain fully stops and see what's happening. But yeah, the two rods are out. I've just got one tucked down the right hand side, just down here, and the left one has just kind of gone out just into the mouth of the channel that's between sort of two islands really. So I'm just going to play it by ear until this rain stops, and then I can actually get out from underneath the shelter and yeah, see what's what and see if I can see any signs of fish giving themselves away. But yeah, just glad to be out on the bank, in all honesty. Like I say, short session, perfect sort of venue for doing that. And I've pretty much done sort of last year, the last sort of overnighter of the year back at Coking Farm. So if you haven't watched that video yet, that is also up on my channel. Had a handful of fish from Coking Farm Long Lake before they shut that, and drained it and netted it, etc. But yeah, that's state of the play at the moment. Just going to keep out the way of the rain until it stops, and then yeah, I will get out with the camera and yeah, hopefully put together a nice little vlog for you to watch. So fingers crossed we manage to nab one through the day. It would be nice to yeah, play a fish on the new rods and reels. So I'll give you a little bit of an up close on them once, like I say, once this rain stops. And yeah, fingers crossed the effort of getting out in this disgusting weather is worth it. So I'll wrap it up there. Bit of a longish intro, but that is a state of play. So I'll catch up with you in a little while. Right, well, rain has finally stopped, which means I can escape the shelter and actually get out and see what's going on. Now, Billy, who runs Chad Lakes and owns Chad Lakes, has very kindly allowed me to flick a third rod out because, yeah, basically I'm the only one here. So yeah, it's very kindly allowed to flick an extra rod out, which is going to give me another opportunity of trying to stick a fish on the mat. So just before I do that, I'll just run through what I'm doing on this session very quickly. So just to meet fisheries rules, I've swapped my usual lead-free leaders to a short little section of tungsten tubing, and then that's down to a lead clip setup, and then a 2.5 ounce flat pair lead there as well. And then this time around, I'm not actually using solid bags, I'm using a slip D rig. So I've got about 6-7 inches of a semi-stiff material there that will just help kick away the hook bait in the PVA bag once I hook it on. And then like I say, that's tied slip D style, so a little bit of coating around the eye of the hook that's been stripped back about sort of 3/4 of an inch, just allows for a little bit of movement, a little bit of putty to pin it down to a little curved shank hook. And then on there I've got a little piece of wafter And then I've got a maggot ring on there as well with yeah, a massive bunch of maggots, as you can see. And what I'm going to do then is, just before casting out, I will basically hook on a little PVA bag of maggots as well, so I can make these up in bulk. Now that it's stopped raining, I'll make a good sort of 5, 10, 15 of these, make the most out of the bags and the PVA that I've got at my disposal, so that I can recast them regularly. Now this will just sit nice and flush on the lake bed, and yeah, hopefully attract the attention of Mr. Carp. So all I need to do now, hook this PVA bag on the actual hook itself, flick that off down to the left hand side. That's the only sort of area on this half of the lake that I'm not really covering, and yeah, see what happens over the next couple of hours now that the rain stopped and the sun's going to make an appearance. So we'll give it a little while, and then we'll think about freshening up the rods. As you can see, sun has made an appearance, that wind has picked up, and yeah, it's already gone midday. The last sort of few hours have just gone in the blink of an eye, in all honesty, and yeah, I'm yet to see a single fish or give itself away. But I've had a recast or two in between those last few hours. Just to check on the maggot situation on the hook baits. Really, I know it's cold and the water's cold, but yeah, I'm never confident of leaving them out too long, at least on the first cast, to get a little bit of an idea of, you know, if it's getting tampered with, etc. But it seems like the silvers have really slowed down anyway. Anything small, there's no there's no maggots that seem to have been sucked the life out of. So it always sort of just plays in my mind when I use them on the hook bait, so it's always good just to check after like an hour or so. But yeah, as I brought a couple of the rods in, it seems like there seems to be some low laying sort of sparse weeds still hanging around, and just for sort of presentation wise, I want to be 100% confident that I'm fishing effectively. Not that my rigs were fishing, you know, ineffectively, they were still fishing. There was enough on the sort of boom, you know, the length of the rig, to say yeah, they would still be fishing if it landed on top of any of that sort of low lying weed. But I'm just going to switch it up for 3 Ronnie rigs, 3 spinning rigs basically, trim down pop-ups, and then just a few 5 or 6 maggots mounted on top, just to be on the safe side. And then I will good catch, I will attach a PVA mesh bag of maggots as well. I know I'll be 100% fishing. I can sling them wherever I want. I've got this whole half of the lake to sling them at, so yeah, I can just sort of have them in every hour and a half, and just try different areas of this half of the lake really. So like I say, just want to be 100% certain I'm fishing. As you know, it's bad enough in winter anyway, bite times are thin, or if it's, you know, if at all. So I don't want to yeah, be fishing ineffectively, you know, with my rig sat in some low lying weeds. So this will combat that. I've just given it an extra inch or 2 on the boom, just to be 100% certain. So got the last rod to do. Let's get this PVA bag mounted onto this rig, get it on that rod and flick it straight back out. Get some lunch on the go, and then I may, give or take in the next hour or 2, go for a little walk and just see if they're maybe hiding along that yeah, the opposite bank behind the islands where I can't really see anything. So yeah, little midday update, little tactical change. Let's see if it works. well, you would have seen I have moved. The barrow was loaded, and yeah, I just thought, what have I got to lose? So I've come round to the opposite half of the lake. It's right off the back of the wind that's really picked up now, and yeah, who knows, you know, is it a degree or two warm around here? I don't know. You know, do the fish fancy around here just off the back of that, sheltered off the back of that wind? I don't know, but you know, I've got nothing to lose. I've been over there best part of what, 5 hours, not even seen a fish or anything remotely fish like. So yeah, thought, you know, get the barrow loaded, get myself around here. It is literally like a 30-second walk, and yeah, come and just sort of maybe dot a rod out here, a rod a bit further down, and a rod a bit further down. Maximise my chances, cover sort of each sort of third of the lake, and yeah, just see if I can nick myself a bite, really, in all honesty. Yeah, can't really say much more than that, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, got to give these things a go. If it's not happening over there, then why not come around here and chance it for a few hours, or at least maybe until I see something. I don't know, but any sort of feeding windows in winter are relatively small, so you know, you've got to be in the right place at the right time, and it wasn't over there this morning. So why not come over this side this afternoon, sling 3 rods out, those bags of maggots with it, and yeah, just keep my eyes and ears peeled for anything that may give itself away, and yeah, react to it. So took the jacket off, that insulator jacket, that Sonic insulator jacket. Wow, it's lightweight, but my god, it is toasty once you get moving around. So that's come off, and yeah, time to get these rods out. Well then, 4:45, and yeah, it's dark, so I'm going to give it at least another hour and a half into dark, and just see how it goes. Yeah, today's been uneventful on the fish front, but it's been nice to get out anyway. So what I'm going to do is just wrap it up here on the sort of video and filming side of things, and just see what this next hour and a half has in store. Obviously, if I get a fish and I'm lucky enough to get a bite, then yeah, the camera will come straight back out. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching the video. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, drop me a comment below. All the sort of interaction on my channel really does help grow my channel. And always, as always, make sure you come and say hello on any of my social media, you know, the usual: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. It's always good to hear from you. So yeah, it's been nice to get out for the day, use the new rods and reels, just see how they feel with yeah, sort of short range casting, etc. And yeah, it's been nice to just get all my new stuff pretty much caked in mud and whatever else. So yeah, that's always good. I've got to love a winter session. But anyhow, thanks for watching as always, and yeah, I will catch up with you next time I am out on the bank. Well, it didn't take long to get one into dark. Happy days. That is a right hand rod. I walked it right down the bank, right to the far corner, down my right hand side, and yeah, we got a little common in the net. Happy days, and that's the reason I wanted to stay at least an hour into dark. So let's get him up on the mat, and I'll show you my reward for persevering with the day. Well then, here is my reward for sitting out an hour into dark, like I said I was going to. Real nice golden chestnut common. Look at him, lovely little fish. He is like an absolute block of ice. He didn't do much out in the lake, in all honesty. I literally just reeled him all the way back to my swim and pretty much scooped the net up underneath him. He just did not have any fight in him whatsoever. Probably doing more now on the mat than he did out there, but I am so happy. That was so worth it. Staying like I said I was going to, into dark, because I've got my bite. I've got my winter bite, which is what I wanted to come for. So yeah, really nice golden chestnut common to see out the day. Oh, what a brilliant way to end the session. All the hard effort of this getting set up in that rain this morning, flicking those rods around, moving around to the other side of the lake. It's all been worthwhile with a last minute bite. Happy days.